11:32.
I gotta get out of here. There go. Drugs.
Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 5 degrees on them.
Oh, Dennis Holmes live at the exact same time.
Go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 5 degrees on them. Countdown, levitate, going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that karma steady growing. Got this far, I go hard, let God take control. I was starving, skinny, now my weight up. Got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam. Blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 5 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Put heat on them. Put that 5 degrees on them. Smell good, skin clear. This here my year. Hey, look up here. This here my tier. Same fit 4 days. I grind 4 ways. I play no games. All me, no blame. On the wave, my own wave. Can't stop my shine. In the lane, my own lane. Can't stop my grind. 40 yard in the V12 and like 1.5. At 19, I cleared 19 in a month, no lie. Oh God. I was starving, skinny, now my weight up. Got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam. Blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 5 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. On them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 5 degrees on them. 500 degrees.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I know what it is. Let's go. Buffalo Bills edition, Rise Up Early. I am your host, the Firestarter. Andre the Torch Robinson is in the building with my lovely family, as usual. I need y'all to like and share. We on YouTube right now. If you on YouTube, if you on Facebook, if you on Springer.com, if you on Twitch, let's go. Share this joint, like and share. You about to get some unadulterated, real sports talk, Buffalo Bills sports talk right now. So like and share this joint up. Let's go. Let me first introduce my guy, Trainwreck Sports. He is Monsters Inc. 9177. You see what he was doing. He was getting the fire started on the Fire Starters Day. By the way, this is Fire Starter Day. My guy, Joe Monster McDowell. What's good,
Happy birthday, Torch. I'm good, baby. I'm ready to see whoop Washington's ass. You know, I'm talking about this hand of ass whooping out. I'm here for ass whoopings.
Thank you. Listen, this guy right here, I'm telling you right now, mentor in real life, a phenomenon. Listen, they say you never miss your water till your well run dry. If you don't appreciate greatness now, I feel bad for you. This guy has been phenomenal from the start. My guy from Waffle Sports, Mookie Hawkins, what's good?
Good morning. Happy birthday, Torch.
Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate you greatly. I got two of the most phenomenal Bills folks on the show all at once. I just sit back and just be like, hey, listen, I want to listen to these guys right here on the show. We're going to kick this joint off. Thank you for all the birthday shout outs, by the way. But this is about the Buffalo Bills. Let's get right to it. We need to talk about what they did last week because we didn't get into that as we talk about the Washington football team coming up later on today. But we need to talk about what they did last week and what they are going to translate from last week into this week. Is it a different game plan? Let's talk about that. Mookie and Monster. Is it anything that the Buffalo Bills are going to translate from last week, what they did last week, to this week to be successful? I'll let y'all have at it.
Yeah, score points. Translate that. Like, I'd be okay with that. Like, just fucking score points. Like, it's hard watching. Like, yeah, the Miami game was good, but I still, like, a lot of you didn't feel like it was the best effort. Like, there was still shit they goofed. Like, they could improve on. There's still, but if I could say anything, it's just bring the defense. Like, Josh will find it. Like, it's the same throws he made last year. He's just, you know what I mean? He's just missing them. I don't know why he's missing them. Maybe he's got $258 million in his pockets and the shit's weighing him down and he can't touch it or whatever, but he'll find it. I'm not worried about it at all. I think a lot of it's just nerves. I think a lot of it is the expectation that I know we're a good team and I have to go out there and be the quarterback for the good team. So I think he'll be fine. I think the defense looks good. I want to bring the same defense and I want to bring the same pass rush. Bring the same pass rush in. And I do have to say that we didn't see a lot of Mike Gesicki, which I thought we would. Like, Gesicki's played pretty good against us, but I didn't really see him do jack shit. So,
Mook.
Well, defensively, they need to do the exact same thing they did in Miami. They need to do today. You know, you got a backup. Let's not forget that Tyler Heineke is a backup. This will be his first road game, so the Bills need to apply the same amount of pressure, if not more, than they did against Miami last week. And then especially, hey, the Bills are hungry for a win. All right, they didn't win in front of the home crowd, you know, week one. So you know that defense is really going to be juiced up. As far as offense, they just got to get in sync. Like, I know everybody's expecting Josh to pick up where he left off at, and you know that's obviously that hasn't happened. But he threw for 50% last game, and guess what? The Bills still won the game. All right, so that was the first. Whenever Josh throws for under 60%, the Bills lose. We all know numbers state that. But Josh threw for 50%, and they won 35. All right, so it's kind of reminiscent of the Bills is looking right now like the 2019 Bills when the defense were just kicking on all cylinders and the run game was doing well, and you know Josh was struggling. You know what I mean? This is the same thing right now. What's going on? The defense is kicking ass. The run game right now is averaging 130 yards per game, which is 6th in the league, and your quarterback is struggling. So the offense needs to join the party. Now, once the offense joins the party, they'll be a Super Bowl contending team. You know what I mean? We used to say this every year. 2 years ago, once again, it was the defense and the offense was sputtering. Last year, it was the offense and the defense was sputtering. Now it's kind of flipped back, but only 2 games in. The good thing about that is against Miami, they were able to score 35 points, and still Josh Allen wasn't in sync. So that's a scary good problem to have. I think we're looking a little bit more too much into Josh numbers, and let's look into why his numbers is that way. The line is not playing well. All right, the line is not playing well from a pass pro perspective. So, you know, if the quarterback is not clean and he doesn't have enough time to throw the football, then yeah, Josh is going to be forced to throw the ball when he, you know, don't want to, basically, or, you know, beforehand. And right now, the biggest thing is with the offense is Josh might have a 50%, you know, completion rate against Miami, but overall these past 2 games on third down, the Bills ranked 48th. You know what I mean? Which is, you know, top 10 in the league right now. So at the end of the day, I'll take those numbers over than, you know, the overall numbers Josh Allen has with the record at this point. So they're going to face a tough ascending defensive line in the Washington football team. I'm not sure if they're going to emulate the same thing that Pittsburgh did, try to rely on the 4-man pressure and keep 7 back. I want to see how many DBs will be out there today, because if there's 6 DBs out there, then obviously they're going to rely on their front 4, which the Bills should be able to run the football, knowing that it's 6 DBs out there?
Yeah, so I know that's been an issue as far as Josh Allen. A lot of people have a lot of issues with Josh Allen being 31st in the league in completion percentage, 22nd in the league as far as his stats is concerned. You said that you would rather take that in third down completion rate as far as getting to the next 1st and 10 than the flashy super high stats that he had last year. Do you think that there's an issue with Josh Allen? Like, let's be honest. Let's critique this little thing here. Do you think that there's some issue? I know it's week 3 now. You've seen it for 2 weeks. $258 million has been deposited into the account. I mean, we've seen some overthrows, some underthrows. Do y'all think that there's some issue? I mean, let's be honest.
Well, I think basically we're reading a little bit too much into the contract thing. The first game, yeah, he did miss some misreads. I think he was just fixated on just getting Diggs the ball. He overthrew Sanders. He missed Sanders running down the field wide open. He missed Isaiah McKenzie running down the field wide open. So that led me to ask Coach Dabo, did he look a little predetermined on some of the routes, just trying to force feed Stephon Diggs just to get things going? Against Miami, I thought he was a little bit more sharper. He worked his progressions well. Obviously, on that touchdown to Stephon Diggs, let me know that he worked his progressions more than once on that play. So, I mean, you got to look at it. It's just really getting back in sync and getting used to back to playing football. That Pittsburgh Steelers game, man, that was kind of like a bye. That's like coming off a bye week. So we all know a team coming off a bye is going to be flat. You know what I mean? Look how Green Bay played week 1, Torch. You ain't never seen Green Bay play like that in their life. You know what I mean? So, you know, it kind of gave, and that's one question I forgot to ask Coach McDermott. I'm like, did week 1 come off like a bye week? Because they looked flat. I mean, the defense came ready to play, but the offense was flat. They got a little better. They scored 35 points last week. You know what I mean? Like, they came out their first 2 possessions, 2 quick touchdowns. They stalled out their last 6, but they managed to still score 3 out of the last 4, drives of the game and touchdowns. So hopefully that can carry over in today. I just hope the Bills just don't do too much overdoing it with Josh running the ball, just because Daniel Jones, had some success last week against their defense. But I don't really think there's a problem. I think more or less it could be an overconfident problem with Josh Allen. And there is a minor issue. There is a minor issue with crowd noise, because once again, last year you were able to hear the defensive calls and stuff like that due to no crowd being in the stands. Now, with the crowd being there, you got 50 plus screaming, ranting, and raving, and you're not really picking up on those calls that you normally would pick up on like last year, because you were able to hear all the calls from both sides. So maybe that's something Josh Allen is, struggling with minorly, if that's a word. But maybe that's it. I think he just got to get, in sync and get some more chemistry with the offensive line. If not, then Dabo has to put those guys in the best position to succeed. We can't keep running the same shit that all the teams know that we're going to come out in. If we come out empty, we're expecting teams to be playing cover 2 shell and only relying on a 4-man pressure. So with that being said, we should receive more screens. We should see more delayed draws. If it's 6 DBs out there on the 4-man surface, run the goddamn football. We did a sweep last week for the first time probably like in 2-3 years and scored a touchdown. You know what I mean? Do a damn toss. What happened to the plays that worked last year? Jet sweeps to Isaiah McKenzie. I haven't seen that yet. So you have to question everything. Let's not just look at Josh Allen. You have to look at the offensive coordinator, and it funnels all the way down that way.
Yeah, speaking of the offensive coordinator, I'm glad. Monster, what's your thoughts on this real quick before I get into this running back situation? Because obviously he mentioned it. Mookie mentioned it. Go ahead.
No, I'm not worried. All right, go ahead.
I said, I'm not worried. Robert Nesbo III said, I'm still not a fan of Dable. What was that 4th down call last week? What the hell? He said, look at all the penalties too. They got to shake the cobwebs off. Marcus said you got to do it year in, year out. Marcus Betts, what's going on? I see you in here. You got to do it year in and year out. Josh has always struggled the first couple of weeks, and plus he didn't play any preseason games except for listen, Ricky Graves, I will tell you this. What do you think you is? Allen Iverson? Like, no practice? You don't got to practice now? Like, you get $258 million in the bag, you ain't got to practice? All right. Probably why they came out stale week one. The running game, does it need to be implemented in this offense more? There's people who saying, well, the running game is only working because teams are pinning their ears back on the Buffalo Bills passing game. How do we feel about this run game? Is Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, Matt Breida, is it worth running the ball maybe more than 15 times a game?
Monster?
You have to. I mean, you have to. You have to incorporate it somehow. Like, NFL teams are too good to just sit back and just throw against. Like, we've been able to do it, but you gotta mix it in somewhere. Like, you gotta be able to run. Like the stupid shit against Pittsburgh, the 4th and 1 call where he throws it backwards. Like, the play call should have been real simple. Hey, Josh, go up to the line, hike it, and fucking fall forward. Like, there's your first down. Like, you're 12 feet tall. Go get us a yard. Like, so I don't understand it. I think the play calling was very cocky. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very cocky. So going forward, what are we talking about? Dable?
Yeah, we're talking about Dable.
Yeah, like going forward, he needs to be creative and just some of it. And when we sit there as fans and we watch it, and we're like, what kind of shit is that? Like, who calls that? Like, he's got to eliminate those plays. Like Mookie said, go back to the stuff that works. Like, it's simple. It's. I wrote an article the other day for Trainwreck about just sitting there watching football and thinking that everybody in the NFL started where these kids are. You're watching them miss blocks and hold, and it's amazing that people in the NFL started like right here playing this stuff. Like, keep it simple. Like, you don't need a triple wing option in Pee Wee football. Toss left, toss right, go block somebody. Like, that's what you can do that. Like, Mookie's right. Keep it simple. Use the athletes we have and just. He pisses me off. He really does. Like, I try not to shit on Dable because I do like the guy, but it's just he makes me angry. Like, he's that kid that just walks in and drops a plate of food on the floor for no reason. You look at him and he's like, I don't know. You're like, well, what the fuck did you do that for? Like, to me, that's Brian Dable.
Moot, what's your thoughts on the running game?
Well, I think the Bills owe Devin Singletary a game where he carries 20 to 25 times. Let's see what a running back can do when he gives him the ball 20 to 25 times. Now, if I do recall, when the Bills first drafted Josh Allen, boom, there was a quarterback competition. Boom. He wasn't pegged to be, this elite passer. All right. He was a game manager. And that's why you brought in guys like Frank Gore. We were more power run team. And now, with the arrival of Stephon Diggs, changed the dynamic to a more zone run scheme. So, and Singletary struggled with that. But now, another year under his belt, it is year 3. He looked good. He's been looking good. First of all, he's had a great training camp. All right. And it's translated into both games. All right, you didn't play Zach Moss week 1 because you probably wanted to see what Matt Breida can do out there with the ones. Wasn't impressive week 1. All right, we had to overcoach on that 4th down because Breida didn't get the first down on 3rd down. And I think you kind of you took Singletary out of his game. You take him out of rhythm. He's getting going, and then all of a sudden you put Breida in the game, messes up the rhythm. We get that. Now, Miami, no Breida. You got Singletary, you got Moss, 2 Florida guys. I get it. You know what I mean? But they still have problems with fumbles. But right now, out of the backs, Singletary is your best guy. So leave his ass out there. Stop switching all these damn backs and messing up the rhythm. Keep Singletary's out there. He's the most explosive back that you have right now. You can bring Breida in on 3rd down to try to see what we can utilize him with his speed and stuff like that. But right now, that shit ain't came to fruition. So let Singletary eat, all right? Like they say, let Russell Wilson cook. Let Devin Singletary cook. Give him 20, 25 carries, and we'll see what our run game could really officially do than nitpicking 13 carries and or 11 carries. Our quarterback is having more goddamn carries than a running back. And I'm annoyed by that. All right. Like, let the running back shoulder the load one time. All right, Josh, you don't have to beat him with your arm all the time. But once again, it goes back to Dable and his game plan. We force feeding Josh Allen because we paying him all this money, but we don't want to run him into the damn ground either. So like I said, today is a good day to run the ball because Washington gives up over 400 total yards a game. And, they give up 130 something yards on the ground. So, once again, I just hope the Bills don't try to overdo it with Josh running the ball a little bit too damn much today instead of giving it to the back. I hope they don't overdo it with Josh Allen running the ball today. And that's my only thing. I know the defense is going to be ready to play. We got Bruce Smith is in the building today. So, the defense is going to be on 10 right now. So, I just hope that the Bills are able to get Singletary the ball, at least 20 carries, and I'm quite sure he's going to have over 100 yards. You give Devin Singletary the ball 20 times, he will have over 100 yards without a problem. So hopefully I can see that today.
Looking at what Singletary did to transform his body in the offseason and get in great shape shows commitment to the team. So I wonder if as the season progresses, like he broke that big run for the touchdown, and then what? Like we didn't really – you know what I'm saying? I wonder if as the season progresses, if his attitude is going to start to become kind of foul because he's not getting the touches, but Josh is, and he's the starting running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's his thought process going to be as the season goes down as he watches Josh if they continue to give him all these designed runs, but Singletary gets 12, 13 carries a game? You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see.
So Robert Nesbo said the running back draw hasn't even been utilized, but go ahead, continue.
I mean, he's averaging 6-7 yards a carry. Like, why the hell he's not getting the football, man? Like, he got to be leading the league in yards per carry right now, or top 5. He has to be. And I just don't understand. They're not looking at that stat. Like, are y'all looking at that stat like it's phony numbers? That's ridiculous. I don't mean to backtrack though. I know you was talking about Gesicki at one point. Let me answer that one for you, Monster. They did try to isolate the safeties and so when Brissett came out, remember Miami started driving. They started hitting the slot receiver. They started hitting the tight end just because it was isolating them one-on-one with Hyde and Poyer from 20 yards out. Poyer and Hyde start walking down on his ass and took it away. That's a question I asked McDermott too. They was able to take that away because you're right. Gesicki did torch him last time. But they were able to recognize that and take that away and send that heat, that pressure bust pipes.
Yeah, buddy. That's a big difference.
It's a big
Get to that quarterback, makes your job a lot easier.
Absolutely. So, to answer that question, but they got to, I mean, your quarterback is struggling. So what do? Run the goddamn football. If you're not running the football, you better have some new design plays to get these receivers open in space. If you're not doing that and we keep doing the same thing, then guess what? We're going to get the same result. We talk, Josh and everybody talk about, oh, I wish I had this play back. I wish I could have that back. Guess what? Your ass going to have it back today because Washington is liable to play the same damn defense that the Pittsburgh Steelers played in week 1. So you're going to have that shit back today. All right. So if it's like that, Dable, you better be ready to dial up the right play so Josh Allen can strike. And if that's not the case, if they out there with 6 DBs and they're relying on 4-man pressure and Washington is having success, it's because the offensive scheme is the same as week 1. Nothing's changed. Washington knows that, and they're going to just force you to beat them just like Pittsburgh did.
Chase Young is a bad man.
So speaking of that, I'm glad you're speaking of that because obviously with those pressures, with those 4-man pressures and things of that nature, you're going to need just safety blankets to be able to, keep the chains moving. I have seen nothing from the tight end position yet. Before we get to talking about the wide receivers, I've seen nothing from this tight end position. Is that what is going to be all season? Are they going to make any adjustment to that? Are we just going to go with Dawson Knox and that's going to be the end of it? Because I don't think we're going to see Tommy Sweeney at all. Are we going to get Jacob Hollister back?
Wait, stop. What the hell is you talking about, Andre? Dawson Knox had 2 touchdowns each game. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about I'm talking about consistently because even though with those 2 touchdowns that you talk about, I seen 17 yards from Dawson Knox. 17 yards from Dawson Knox.
Yeah, but what's his targets been? I can't even remember them throwing it to him that much.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Where's his targets been? Where's these targets to the tight ends, the safety blankets? Where's these screen passes that you talk about? I just need to move. I'm telling you, man, there is a conversation going on, and I think we all know this, that Josh Allen is off his cue. And I need to know, can Brian Dable switch up so that teams like Washington, who have good defenses, good front fours, teams like Pittsburgh going forward in the season, if you play teams like that again, that they'll actually be able to be successful and we won't see the same disappointment. Please elaborate on that because again, it's important that everybody who's watching too. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Make sure you like and share. Share this to your brothers, aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, and everybody in there.
Grandmama, tell her we own.
Your grandmama. Yeah, we talking about Bills Mafia. Come on. Move. Tell me. I know you tell me about these touchdowns and all, but tell me. Come on. I need to go.
You got to understand something. You got to look at the dynamic, the totem pole. We know Steph Diggs is top on that totem pole. After that, we know Cole Beasley is next in line on that totem pole. After that, Emmanuel Sanders. After that, Gabriel Davis. After that, Josh Allen. After that, Devin Singletary. Then you have your tight end.
I'm glad that you addressed that total. You dressed that total pole up real nice. I tell you, that total pole real nice. Except for it's got us where? Where are we ranked in offense right now?
Bad
to start the year off. Bad. You got people like Marcus Betts right now. Shout out to the Alphabets football show, by the way. Make sure you support him in his Alphabets bits. But he's talking like Josh Allen only did that because it was a COVID season. You do not want to hear that in week 2, week 3.
Your quarterback's Dak. Shut up.
I'm just saying, you don't want to hear that. So what do you do to improve on that so that you don't hear that from people? What do you do?
I bet you. I don't want to have this discussion because the Cowboys can't beat the Bills. So why are we even having this? There's no reason to talk. Like Cowboys can't beat the Bills. We all know that.
Oh, shoot.
Game set match, Mookie Hawkins.
I just need to know. Okay, so 28th in offense right now, currently. So if you are the coach, if you are the GM, how are you drawing up today's game before we get into the defense? Because and the offensive line, by the way, we need to talk about before draw this up. Like, how many times does Josh Allen throw the ball today?
Josh Allen probably throws the ball 35 times today. That's more than enough time for him to throw the ball. He should not be throwing it 40 times. He damn sure shouldn't be throwing it 50 times. All right, you should be throwing the ball 35 times. Have some balance. You got to run the ball. I mean, you have an ascendant defensive line. You potentially for Aaron Donalds, they be going at this day with Ron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Marquez Sweat, and Chase Young. You got 4 Aaron Donalds out there at once. So run the football. All right, you run the football. Wear those guys down, tire them out. So when it is a passing situation. Those guys ain't fully revved up. You know what I mean? So you gotta wear those guys down. You gotta wear them down with the game and use some play action. God damn, we got the quarterback to do it. We don't do no run action. We do RPO from time to time, but our RPO consists on Josh Allen and keeping it 85% of the damn time. Now, I don't want to see that. I want to just see some regular 21 personnel, get your ass up on the center and hand the ball off. All right, do some damn sweeps. We did that sweep last week with Zach Moss, and he popped it. Imagine if we did a toss sweep with Singletary. We have never, in Singletary's 3-year career, has ever given that man a toss sweep. Damn, I'll see Singletary get a toss sweep today.
I don't think they're confident enough in his ability to hold on to the ball to give him 26 carries. I honestly still think that's a part of it. They're not giving him the work because they just don't trust him.
Well, then go get you another damn running back that can then. You know what I mean? Let's not nitpick this shit. Like, go get your running back. You missed out on Le'Veon Bell. He made a bad decision 2 years ago, and then now he's just out of shape, and obviously because he's on Baltimore roster collecting dust, not even active. So I'm quite sure that he's got to get in shape. So go get another running back. Why are we settling for less and making excuses on why we can't run the ball if they got a fumbling issue? Go get somebody that can shoulder the down low. We need bell cow when you're winning, when you're up, and we were up by 10 against the Steelers. Run the damn football.
Right,
why are we still passing the ball? Josh Allen threw 50 goddamn times, and we're up 10 points. Run the football. You're controlling the game that way with a run game. When you have a lead, it costs you to run the fucking football. And we're still passing. We pass our way out of that game.
Yep.
And against Miami, things were clicking a little bit. But the run game got going late in that game too. If you peep it, the run game got going. So hopefully they can pick up where they left off and run the football today. Do some play fakes. You got to get those edge rushers guessing a lot. You know what I mean? You got to trick and trap them.
Right. If you allow them to just tee off on Josh every play, that's what they're going to do. And your offensive linemen like run blocking. They get to knock somebody on their ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? They prefer that to pass blocking. So mix in some runs, get them going. I don't want to see him come out and throw the ball fucking 16 of the first 18 plays. Like, I don't want to see that. But unfortunately, that's what it's starting to turn into. Do you remember during the Rex Ryan days and before? You could tell Bill's first 3 plays, 2 runs to the left, run to the right. Like, that was their first 3 plays.
Oh, yeah. Boobie Dixon. Hold on. It was Boobie Dixon left, Boobie Dixon right.
Like, man.
Trelina Middlebrooks said the Bills need a hope and a prayer. Enough said.
I agree.
Marcus Betts said, go get Adrian Peterson. Jay said Kellen would be talking crazy right now. He believes in Buffalo. Buffalo will be great. Absolutely. Cheryl, hey, Cheryl, what's up? Shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. She said Beasley and Knox match up today. Looks like it'll be their day. Ricky Graves is over here. He done wrote a whole entire – listen, Ricky Graves, shout out to you, my brother. He said offensive line needs to start blocking better for Josh. Yes, let's talk about this offensive line. We might as well. Offensive line needs to start blocking better for Allen. I knew my boy Devin would be better than last year. So far, like Monster said, he's built. He's more built now. He did it all last year, except for the team except for Devin keep going to get touchdowns or 2. Plus, we have Moss to ball out too. Okay, get it. Get the whole thing. I get the whole message, Ricky Graves. I know what you're trying to say. Pretty much in a nutshell, you want them to implement the run too, just like I'm asking them, like, where's the run? Because the running game is what closes out games, especially important games. When you can run the football, you can close out a football game. It's part of the reason why last year we lost a couple games. The Bills easily could have been 15-1 last year had they been able to close out a game or 2 by running the football, right? All right. Moving on. Offensive line. How do we feel that offensive line has been so far? You are watching the Buffalo Bills edition of Rise Up Early. Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports is in the building. Monster, Joe McDowell from Train Red Sports is in the building as well. And you know me, obviously, just the birthday boy. Yeah, I'm just me. Talk about this offensive line, though. I need to know. I see a lot of penalties. Dion Dawkins, is he still not back? Is what's going on with him? Snow? I need to know what's going on with Dion Dawkins. What's going on?
Well, I mean, the guy had COVID. He had COVID. I mean, he had it bad. Like, he was in the hospital for 4 or 5 days. So it took a toll on him. It takes a while for you to get back to that as far as the conditioning. He's playing himself back into shape right now. And that's why I don't understand why in the hell are you throwing the ball 51 times when your left tackle, is not in shape conditionally right now. but we're throwing the ball 51 damn times. Like, come on. Like, if I know that my left tackle is just got out of the damn hospital, why in the hell am I throwing the ball 51 damn times? Don't make sense to me. So you're setting him up to fail. Obviously, he's going to lose a battle. If you're throwing the ball 51 damn times, he's going to lose a damn battle. Out of them 51 attempts, he might lose 5 battles. You know what I mean? But out of those, that 5 out of 51 is going to be very pivotal. You know what I mean? And it proved to be that way in that game. You know, even on the flip side, Darrell Williams too. He's no better. You know, and they got their bag too. Remember, Darrell Williams got his bag. Feliciano got his bag. Feliciano lost weight. Once again, we have another Quentin Spain scenario, a guy losing weight, you know, so he could be a little bit more quicker and faster, but loses his power. You know, we're going to find that out today in John Feliciano because he's going to be matched up with, you know, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen. So losing weight, was it, you know, what was the benefits of Feliciano losing weight after this game? I have my answer after that, after today. Mitch Morris, you know, he's been solid, you know, haven't heard too much from him. I'm glad that he's, you know, able to be healthy and stay healthy. Cody Ford is solid. You know, he's been playing quite well, you know, so far so good out of him, but it's really been our tackles. You know, it's really been our guys on the edges, and, you know, they got a big test again today. So we'll see what type of game plan Dable has. You know, what is he going to do to help his O-line, get them going, get them in a rhythm? Because everybody needs to be in a rhythm. And as long as you got your offensive line in a rhythm, then you can run anything you want. You know, so, you know, offensive line definitely has to do better. But to get them going, obviously you would have to run the fucking football.
Obviously.
You have to run.
All right. Match indicator right now for football power index says the Bills are heavily favored today. Heavily favored. 72% say the Buffalo Bills will come out victorious on my birthday. They better, or Brian Daboll gonna get a mouthful.
Somebody call the phone hotline and wish this motherfucker happy birthday.
Nah, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I'm telling you right now. Brian Daboll in the next article will get a mouthful. I swear to God, he will. Shout out to Mookie Hawkins too for allowing me to write as well. Shout out to the Challenger News for letting us write. Shout out to Trainwreck. It is important, gentlemen, and I don't want to stop the show talking about the Bills, but sports journalism is super important. So you got 3 of the realest sports journalists right here on the show. Support real journalism. I'm going to say that again. Support real journalism. All right. Defense. Speaking of real journalism, defense. What has the defense been like the last couple of weeks? What do we like? What do we need to improve on? I know the Bills are number 2, right? Number two in the league. Number 2 after 2 weeks. Number 2. What do you like about this defense? And what do we need to improve on as the season goes on? Matter of fact, what do we need to improve on today as we face Taylor in that offense?
Monster.
Honestly, with the defense, I like that it seems like Mookie said, with the Gesicki point, they were able to make adjustments, and because we got burned by Travis Kelce burnt us all game in the AFC Championship game. Like, we never adjusted to cover it. Granted, it's Travis Kelce, but you know what I'm saying. Like, the aggressiveness, the pass rush, the new blood from Rousseau. I called it before the season even started. He's going to be the defensive rookie of the year. Like, I already called it. So, man, we got footage of it. That was one of my hot takes. But him, once Boogie gets in there and Boogie starts, you know what I mean? Like we got a lot of it. And it sucks because I think once the smoke all settles, I think Harrison Phillips is going to be the odd man out. But we'll see what happens. But, you know, Star coming back. Star's a big thing. There's a picture of Star getting triple teamed. Like, that's what he does. Like, that's Star. Like, don't look at his stats. Like, that's his job, to stand there and be a big son bitch and make people pay attention to him. Like, that's what it is. So I like the fact that the pass rush is young and it looks more energized. I like the fact that it seems that we're adjusting better on the back ends. I mean, Levi Wallace had a terrible game week 1, and then week 2 we made up for it. Like, it just, like you said, it seemed like a bye week. Like, they're a week late in starting the season. They just didn't have it. But I like the way, like I said, the young pass rush. I like the aggressiveness. I like the adjustments that they're making and just the way they're playing. But they need to they get gashed on design runs too much. Like you know what I mean? Like RPO, like they get gashed on set plays like that every once in a while. The run defense has been okay, but then there's just instances where they just get gashed. So just kind of tighten the run defense up a little bit.
All right, we got a caller on the line. 2 callers, one from New York and one from Texas. Caller, you're on the line. You're on the air. What's up?
Is from Texas. What's going on, guys? First off, Dre, it's your man Marcus Alphabets. Okay, I had to call in. First off, I want to say what's up to my guys, Mookie Hawkins and Monster, and happy birthday to you, bro. I'm gonna PayPal you a couple of dollars so you can go get a drink, man. A drink on me. But guys, y'all gotta stop. I'm tired of you guys saying blaming Brian Dable. Who's the second highest paid player in the league?
Bro, don't even go there. It's David. David was the second highest paid player
when I tell you to be the second highest paid player in the league, don't you blame it on the damn offensive coordinator. Don't blame the offensive coordinator. You come to the line of scrimmage, and when I'm paying you money like that, I expect you to be able to look at the defense and read the defense. And we have a thing in football called audibles. That means you change the play at the line of scrimmage. If I'm paying you and you're the second highest paid player in the whole league, you have to be able to look at the defense and make changes. Stop blaming Josh Dable and start putting the blame where it's at on Josh Allen.
Okay, well, if that's the case, Marcus, then why do we even have an offensive coordinator? Just fucking fire him. Let Josh just do everything.
No, you're the second highest paid. You're the second highest paid player in the league.
Why does money matter?
Excuses for Josh Allen. Stop making excuses for him.
Why does money matter?
He getting paid more than that.
Hey, is Dable responsible? Is Dable responsible for him fumbling the ball? Is he responsible for that? And overthrowing people, throwing the ball 10 feet over their head? Is that on?
You talk about you just jumping subjects.
That was week 1. Now he did have a bad throw where he threw it right into Xavier Howard's back. But let me answer your question, bro. Like, listen, okay, yeah, Josh is the second highest paid quarterback in the league, right?
Not quarterback, the second highest paid player. Player. That all the players.
All right, highest paid player. Highest paid player. Who is the highest paid cornerback in the NFL?
I want to say it's Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey.
Okay, Xavier Howard is up there too, right?
He's up there, yes.
Byron Jones is out there too, right? He's up there too, right?
Byron Jones, yeah.
The Bills played the best man corners in the NFL last
year. Okay,
yes. Right, all right. So guess what? Yeah. Nobody's open, bro. Nobody's open. So what the hell you want Josh Allen to do? He had to throw like 10 balls just out of bounds because nobody's open.
Guys, here's the thing, Mook. In the offseason, and I tried to tell you guys this, but y'all don't listen. Because my man Monster, I love you, brother. You are a bit. You can't see past the end of your nose when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. Here's the thing: teams in the offseason, defensive coordinators in the offseason, they do a scouting report.
No. Don't say no damn defensive coordinator if we can't say nothing about the offensive coordinator. Hold on, bro. What we talking about? Defensive coordinators in the offseason know how to figure out Josh Allen. So it's the offensive coordinator's job to counter that. Am I correct?
No, it's Josh Allen's job, according to him.
Josh Allen's job, right?
No, Josh Allen's job is when he comes. It's called a pre-snap reads. When he comes to the line of scrimmage,
he's audible and
to the defense, he has to say, "Oh, they're in that passing thing. I'm going to audible to a run. I'm not going to drop back 7." He has the ability. He has the ability and the authority to change the play. That's what other quarterbacks in the leagues do, guys. That's what they do. When Patrick Mahomes comes to the line of scrimmage, when Patrick
and they're adjusting. That's why it's called the NFL. These guys are professionals for a reason.
Hold on, Marcus. I got another caller on the line, Marcus. You stay put. Stay put. Don't you go nowhere.
Hey, Marcus. So Dax throws for 400 and loses. Is that Dax's fault or is it the offensive coordinator's fault?
No, that's just the Dallas Cowboys. They've been doing that for 2 years.
All right, we got another caller on the line, though. Caller, what's up?
This guy sounds mad as hell.
He sounds mad as hell. What's going on, brother?
Anyways, I'd like to say happy birthday, young man, but what the real problem is the offensive play calling.
Offensive play calling again. Got a caller saying the offensive play calling. Offensive coordinator needs to adjust the playbook, said Ricky Graves. Yeah, I mean,
why are you trying to force Josh Allen to throw 40 times when he's missing all of his assignments?
Also, yes, here's another thing. Conrad Cushman, EPW in the house. What's good? He said, who made the call to go for it on 4th and 8? Also not 4th and 1. Who was that?
Yes, why would you go for 4th and 8 when you hit 4th and 1 and 4th and 2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers? But on 4th and 8, you're going to throw a lateral behind you and not get anything. It doesn't make any sense. It's Brian Dable's offensive play call. That's a real problem.
Okay, so again, I go back to what I said earlier, so that folks can't have this conversation about Josh Allen slipping, falling, can't get up. Shout out to DMX, by the way. Where's the tight end game at? Where is the screen passes? I could have swore Buffalo for like 20 years was like a screen pass game.
We don't have the right protection. We can't do them.
I'm not. Y'all going for that? Mookie Monster, y'all going for that?
What?
Nah, we can do them. We just simply don't.
The biggest question is, why are we doing design runs for Josh Allen when they're not working? Just let them roll out of the pocket.
Yeah. How about 20?
I think me and Mookie kind of had this conversation on Power 96.5 the other day, last Sunday, where if you're gonna run Josh Allen on 4th and 1, spread the offense, 4 wide receivers. Why are you doing bunch formation 4th and 1s, you dummy? As if like you're trying to make sure that the defense can clog up every hole that he's gonna run through. Like that, who is that on? Can somebody answer that question? Who is that on when it's 4th and 1 and you want to be aggressive and you call yourself being aggressive? You want to bring the big dogs out and you bring Chihuahua play call to the field, running in bunch formation, everybody all in one place, and then you do what he did, which is throw the football back 7 yards to whoever.
Explain out there 4th and 2 just
but you gotta look at
and make the defensive line jump.
Yeah, but look at the personnel. We're talking 4th and 1, and Matt Breida is the running back. You know he don't have no power to run up the middle for a yard, so that play was doomed from the start. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers knew that Breida was running to the outside. You know what I mean? They brought him there for a reason. He's a speed guy, so it was just a bad play call from the beginning. You know, it was just a bad play call, and you know it's overcoaching. They was overcoaching, and they got out coached against Pittsburgh. Period.
I mean, it's not the first time we've done it. Back when Tom Brady was playing for the Patriots, it was like 4th and inches. We punted that whole game away. We had the momentum. We punted that game away.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. Here's what I will say about this, about the defense, because I talked about what do we need to adjust going forward. So Levi Wallace had a good game last week, right? That's what we're saying. Levi Wallace had a good game last week.
Yeah,
for Levi Wallace, yeah.
It was unnecessary.
Wait a minute, Monster, say that one more time.
Yeah, Levi Wallace had a good game for Levi Wallace.
Okay.
Everybody.
Aaron Johnson was getting burnt all week 1.
This is some things that need to be worked on. First and foremost, is our linebacking core on point? Do you think our linebacking core is on point? Do you think Maine Savage, Money Matt? Do you think that they got it? They got it all figured out? Do you think that is that they've played above average for the first couple of weeks?
Maine Emmons he's been showing progress, but he needs to pick up more on gap assignments and blitz. You know, he's got to get to the quarterback more often.
Well, you know, today they got Antonio Gibson, so the linebackers is going to have their hands full. Antonio Gibson is a guy that was a receiver. They converted into running back, so they're definitely going to be using the running back in their passing game. You got J.D. McKissick, who caught 80 passes last year, third down specialist. So Tremaine Edmonds, Matt Milano, they're going to probably try to isolate those guys, and, you know, they won't be able to blitz due to the fact that they're going to have to cover running backs coming out of that backfield. You know, one or the other. If you send in Edmonds, then Milano got to check the running back and vice versa. So running backs definitely have to be accounted before we start sending linebackers.
Conrad Cushman said we can't run that college football Hawaii Colt Brennan offense. This guy. Conrad, don't put him on blast, bro. Shout out to the caller who just called in. Thank you for calling in. The call line is open too for y'all. Everybody who want to call in, the call line is open. All right.
Yeah, you got like 6 minutes left.
That crap.
716-255-7085. All right. Make sure don't call with that crap. Mookie Hawkins said, don't call with that garbage.
Yeah, you still better than that.
Right. The cowgirls.
All right.
Marcus Betts was angry. You know why Marcus Betts was angry? Because he woke up this morning and he said, fuck, I got to cheer for the Cowboys today again. That's why Marcus Betts was angry. We love you, Marcus Betts, but we understand that you're a fan of the Cowgirls, and sometimes you get emotional, and that's fine. You take it out on guys that have a better team than you. It's okay. Like, we're not mad. We know our Bills are better. We're not good, So we're like up here, and the Cowboys are like here. So you know what I'm saying? So once you get up here with us, you let us know.
He said that guy from Texas was mad though. LOL. All right.
Lyle Collins is trying to bribe the drug test contributor and get suspended 5 games. That's what he needs to be worrying about.
All right. Tell your dudes to stop smoking up and trying to bribe the piss test guy. Like, you trying to, like, really, the league official, you try to bribe him? It's like trying to bribe a cop.
I mean, it's jive legal. Like, how you not testing, bro? Like, come on, man. Not once, twice, over 3 times you haven't tested. Come on now. It takes 9 offenses for the NFL to even act on it, and you not responded to taking a test, bro. Like, come on.
Now, is that his fault or is it the Cowboys' fault?
Well,
the offensive coordinator's fault.
Right. Yeah, I can't say how that works a little bit because it happened to Marcel Darius when the last straw with him when they said that he failed the piss test. It wasn't that he pissed dirty urine. It was
he didn't show up.
Yeah, he didn't show up because he had a scheduled appearance with the NFL Network that same day that he was doing that, and they violated him for that. I mean, I was there. I mean, I see the piss test guy come to the house, do all of that stuff. You know what I mean? It was just that he had another engagement, forgot that he had to take that, and they violated him for that. You know what I mean? So I can say that, but that was back then when guys were in the program. Now, like I said before, you can piss dirty to 9 to 10 times before the NFL even slap you on the wrist. So Lyle Collins, I don't have no understanding on why that took place. He put that one on himself.
Or there was something in the system a little more than Mary Jane.
Maybe. Little enhancers. Well, he got an enhancing suspension anyway, so I have to figure that one out. But this ain't about the damn Cowboys, so enough of them.
All right. With that being said, though, Conrad has a question. He said, any update on the Bills Stadium? Speaking of the Bills Stadium and all these top storylines, we're going to have another Bills show because there's more to touch on. We haven't touched on everything that need to be touched on Buffalo Bills. So there will be another Bills show coming up real soon.
And personal seat licenses I'd like to talk about as well.
Yeah, so we need to talk about the restrictions, seating restrictions, the ticket prices on the seats, And we also need to talk about the update on the Bills Stadium as far as what's going on with that. We will get to that.
Licensing ain't nothing but just a season ticket holder, and he'll probably have a certain type of pass, kind of like what we have, where they'll scan and that seat number, yada yada yada, just be assigned to them. That's all. That they making it fancy with the seat licensing and stuff like it.
Yeah, seat licensing.
Yeah, but they charge you per seat. So on top of what you pay for what's going to be more expensive season ticket in the new stadium, this personal seat licensing fee can be anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 per seat.
Oh, don't worry about that. Oh, you know what, Monster? Wait a minute. See, I didn't want to get into this. I wanted to wait till the next show to start and fire off on this.
All right, well then wait.
Monster, I just want to ask one question. Do you support the Bills Stadium still being in Orchard Park, sir?
Yeah, because there ain't shit else around where they can put it.
Just okay. With that being said, that's where we gonna leave that conversation, because we gonna tie that into the next show. I promise you, we gonna get. Miss Middlebrook said, so a new stadium minus 20,000 seats mean they don't want some people at the game. So are you going to be loyal fans and keep putting your thinking? Oh wow, okay, Miss Middlebrooks, you need to watch the next show. We gonna tap into that. I promise you. I just don't want us to lose our team, Conrad said. Yeah, we're gonna tap into all that. Somebody who really knows all about this, y'all need to pay attention to Pat Freeman's posts. Pay attention to the Mighty Ova's posts, man. I'm actually gonna try to get him on the next show with us. I promise you. I'm gonna try to get him on there. Let's talk about some head coaching ties real quick. Obviously, we know Ron Rivera. Mookie Hawkins had the experience of Ron Rivera, interviewing Ron Rivera, asking him some questions at the presser. Him and Sean McDermott played their first matchup back in 2017. We know the Panthers had won that matchup. But here's a question for everybody. Do you know who these two coaches coached under? That's a comment section question. Put it in the comment section if you know what coach these two coaches coached under, Sean McDermott and Ron Rivera. All right. Moving right along. Okay. We know they both have a Carolina connection. Taylor Hennege, yeah, we know about him being a rookie. Can the Bills defense shut down Scary Terry? Oh, interesting question.
Last time he played, Trey Whitehill, do you know what, the 3 catches on 4 targets for like 27 yards?
Yeah, and I think I read he's never had a 100-yard game back-to-back in his career, and he had 100 and something last week. So I'm not scared of Terry McLaurin. Imagine that. We're scared of Terry McLaurin. All right, buddy.
All right. Also, Logan Thomas comes back to Buffalo, where he started off. He spent 3 seasons in Buffalo as well. You got a whole bunch of legends coming. I heard Lorenzo Alexander will be here. Lorenzo Alexander gonna be at this game?
Yeah, Zoe's here.
All right. Zoe, Bruce Smith. Who else gonna be at this game? It's funny. All right. Brian Dable's familiar.
Daryl Talley's here, Marlo Perry, it's the old guys, you know what I mean? But Bruce is definitely headlining. Bruce is here. I was with Bruce last night. So, yeah, he's definitely here. Yeah.
Ricky Graves with the correct answer. It's Andy Reid, yes, in Philadelphia. Yep. Andy Reid is the correct answer to the question.
They only talk about it 70 fucking times every game. The Andy Reid coaching tree and blah, blah, blah. It's like, blah, blah. You've been talking about it for 12 years. Shut the
all right. Brian Dabble. We gotta make sure we keep our eye very close watch to Brian Dabble, because his familiarity with the Washington defensive line. Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. He's very familiar with these guys, especially being that they're all Alabama guys. 2017. Huh?
Only one he's familiar with was Deron Payne. Dable was only there for 1 year. He didn't coach Jonathan Allen. He coached Payne Sweats from Mississippi State.
Yeah, he coached Payne. Yep.
Chase Young is from Ohio State.
Right. Gotcha on that. But he is familiar with Payne, though. Yep, 2017, he was a former player. So he should know what to do this week, right?
He better. That's John Feliciano. That's what I'm saying. Today, I'm going to know where John Feliciano is, because now you're playing a stud D tackle that's going to give you anything you can ask for today. So this is going to be a rude test in the trenches today. So you better keep an eye on what's going on in the trenches. O-line, D-line.
All right. Speaking of offense, though, Josh Allen has a chance to break another Bills record. Another rushing touchdown would put him at 26. Do we know what quarterback for the Buffalo Bills has the most rushing touchdowns in franchise history? Put it in the comment section if you know.
Ferguson. Jack.
You said who?
Joe Ferguson and Jack Kemp. It ain't Tyrod Taylor.
Is it Joe Ferguson? Is it Jack Kemp? Is it? All right. They said Matt Breida is inactive today.
That explains why.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to have another show coming up. By the way, this is the Buffalo Bills edition to Rise Up Early, where you get to see these guys, these phenomenal sports journalists, go at it, talk about the Buffalo Bills. Predictions, real quick before we go. I need a prediction.
Monster,
You want a prediction?
Here it comes.
When the show's done, I got to get up and take a shit. Like I'm predicting. Honestly, we should run through them. That's. I'm not going to accept anything less in this game. They're not a great team. They have a very good front four. We need to get our heads out of our asses and actually play some football. Keep the shit simple and just go with it. Like, that's all I want to see. If we don't win this game 37, 38, 14, 38, 17, it'll be a failure. Like, we should be able to run through these guys. But any given Sunday, that's why they play the games. But so that's what I'm looking for. Man, we got about 38-17.
Mookie Hoggins.
I'm going to say it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a defensive game to start off. You know what I mean? Offenses will move the ball, but I think it's going to be a field goal game. For the most part of the game, due to the fact that the defenses know each other so well. I think it's going to, rack off some field goal kicking. You got Dustin Hopkins, who was a former Bills draft pick, playing for the Washington football team. And, basically, it's going to be it's going to be a kick. It's going to be a field goal matchup for the most part. But then, the offenses get going and the Bills is going to pull it out 29-19. Matthew Breida is inactive, along with Tommy Doyle, Efe Obada, Boogie Basham, and obviously Harrison Phillips. So, like I said, there's nothing really changed from the list last week, other than Matt Breida being on that list.
What happened to Basham exactly? I'm wondering.
Well, what's going on with Basham is he just right now? He's just the odd man out. I mean, who is he going to play in front of? He's not beating out Justin Zimmer. And that's the deal. He's not beating out Justin Zimmer, and that's how it is. And when Harrison Phillips come back, then what do you do with Justin Zimmer? He's not going to beat out Ed Oliver, top 10 pick. He's not going to beat out Vernon Butler. He's getting paid $6 million. Starla Tuladay is getting paid $8 million. So who is he going to beat out? He's not going to beat nobody out on the edge, especially the way AJ Espinosa is playing. You got Gregory Rousseau, who's the top pick, so you're not going to beat him out. Jerry Hughes is getting paid $9 million. Addison's getting paid $6-7 million. You know what I mean? So right now he's just an odd man out, just learning the game and trusting the process. He'll be fine.
Oh, okay. I asked that only because I prefaced that question because I heard a lot of people saying that Carlos Basham Jr. was more pro ready than Rousseau was.
Well, we see who's playing right now. He just hasn't grasped it. You know what I mean? That's why his stock slipped a little bit, and because of that. And there's some slight struggles. Understanding the game right now. And, I think it's just more or less of a development stage until that spot becomes open. Next year, you won't have that problem. Boogie Basham will definitely be out there. But right now, it's just a numbers game.
All right. With that being said, my prediction is, Ricky Gray's prediction is Buffalo Bills 38, Washington team 20. My prediction is Buffalo Bills 31, Washington 23. That is my prediction. I think they win by 8. We will have more Bills talk coming up this week. I'll set it up, Monster, myself. Moogie will set it up because we need to get into it. We got to get into it. It's a lot to talk about. All right. And y'all know, y'all better go support your Bills Mafia. All right. Go support your Bills Mafia, whether you in front of a television set or at a restaurant or at somebody's bar or at a friend's house. Go support your Buffalo Bills. All right. Now, with that being said, I got a couple more. I got to read this. When Buffalo makes some changes and be more united on the field, then they're going to continue the same cycle, making it to the playoffs, no Super Bowl wins. If you loyal fans get a little frustrated during the game today, you can watch Kansas City game. They try to be funny. Wow.
Didn't work.
Right. Didn't work, did it?
No.
Basham had a good touch, but Russo has a wingspan of a giraffe's neck. Interesting. Tyler said 28-18. All right. With that being said, it's always fun.
Golf tournament yesterday.
It is always fun. Okay. That's the Bills schedule. Keep watching. Tuning in to the Buffalo Bills edition of Rise Up Early. See you later.
You're Thurman crazy.
Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OD on them. I OD, apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OD on them. I OD, apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Countdown, levitate, going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate, on time, never late. I grind, celebrate, no pump fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day, champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that karma steady growing.